Oh, stationary bike. I'd say well, gets the blood flowing. Okay, gets me in the zone, and gives me like a bit of a rhythm. But the most important part is
Really?
that's
interesting. Yeah, that's really
get the blood flowing. I think it's then you get the brain gets more oxygen.
So you really feel that helps you?
Yeah, big time. Actually, just regular tournaments. That's it's like kind of stay away from getting too much into it because it's just a lot of kind of static. You focus. The games get to be fascinating, but you spend a lot of time in this air-conditioned rooms with just kind of sitting down and taking time, which kind of ends up a little passive. Mm-hmm. But that's what I enjoy about blindfold exhibition night, right? I get to maintain the balance and be both kind of like the athlete in real sense of the word. Because chess is a big part of the intellectual part to chess, so combined with the athleticism, is I think is true accomplishment.
Absolutely.
Like body, mind, spirit.
Yeah. Do you meditate or anything? Or
Yeah. That's a big one. If I get quality meditation in, that's it's my game.
Really?
My game. Yeah. I feel a lot more focused, and my ability. The most important part is not necessarily that I get to see more clearly, and I think my decisions become more flow. Kind of just see the picture, and I get to act on it with a lot more confidence.
When you set the record, is it you have to win so many of those games, or how does that work?
I would shoot for 80% at least.
80% is that right?
But let's say I did.
Could you even win one, right?
I know, God.
I did an exhibition match here in St. Louis. That was like 3 years ago, something like that. And I played 33 players. So I won at least 30 games. We maybe won 29 games, 3 draws. But that's like 90%. That's kind of like my average is about 95%. However many wins, I would say about more than 90% wins.
Do you have any sense of how you keep track of the games? Is there? So one of the things that we find in these memory experts is they use this method of loci. So they put like information in a well-known memory
map,
and that's been going on since the days of the Greeks. I'm just like calluses, but it doesn't sound like you do that. You don't have a well-memorized, your home or some block where you would put a game in this location and another game in that location. Do you use something like that, or how do you keep track of all those games?
Well, I'll probably use like some very rudimentary as to relate to my personal experience. Some very simple. I have each game obviously visualized really well. And then I have the games as a whole, like the number of games and their themes. So I try to match those together. I think for me now we're talking, like if I do like an exhibition match versus 10 players, I can almost go through those on instant. Okay, so it's like, okay, this is a game, this is a game, this is a game. Okay, it's not doing anything special strategically. But you're talking about getting like a large number of games, more than, let's say, more than 20, more than 15 to 20, that's when it gets challenging. You get up to like, let's say, playing 30 games. That's when I definitely gotta like slow down and kind of like associate. I think I game associate. Like if there's several games going on at the same time, I find either the difference between or the similarity between them, and I decide on those based on numbers, the even and uneven. The even numbers I play, those are general. I play with black. The even numbers the uneven numbers I play with white. So I'll start out with white. I'll give one, then I'll play black, white, black, and that kind of is going to add up to a beautiful vision where I'm going to play. Ultimately, I'm going to play 64 games blindfolded simultaneously, which are going to be white and black and white and black and white and black. It's kind of like representing the chessboard. Otherwise, I'll almost feel like it would be cool, like to have like a nice little aerial map where players would be represented by each one of the squares.
So do you have? I mean, do you have like? You think you have particularly good like imagery skills? Have you ever been tested like on your ability to form distinct images and have you or do you know that?
Well, I'd say my visual skills are the strongest among all of my skills. So yeah, if anything, though, I'm mostly a visual person, highly visual person. But like just some sense of ability to excel at other disciplines. I think maybe like seeing the big picture. Just kind of seeing sequence of things that could be happening, and like life decisions. I would say I would consider like a sequence of things, but combined with intuition and just feeling the moment. I think that's ultimately where the best decisions come from. On a purely intellectual level, if I study something and master something, I think I would be, probably excelling better than, others. But other than that, I don't think necessarily that my ability to play blindfold chess, the visualization capacity necessarily translates into the higher IQ. I don't think that's necessarily the case, unless I might have a better ability to learn something. I might have a better ability once I get the expertise and be able to practice. But that's the mastery comes from being great at chess.
So if you were asked right now about all the games you played so far today, could you kind of recreate them in a sequence of moves?
The chess patterns. I believe there's when it's practical decisions involved in the chess game, and I did a test over at the University of Los Angeles, and they gave me some of those exercises. I got those down really well, where it's like the moves are related exactly to chess patterns relevant to the chess games, as opposed to where the pieces belong. If it was like a randomized sequence, I think I'll probably do better than the others, especially because I'm so familiar with the chessboard, and I can relate to a chessboard better than people who never played chess. The dark squares, black squares, the positions where. But I think I did the test with like randomized sequence, like the one that like didn't make any sense, didn't have any relevance to the actual game. Yeah. Like knights and kings like backwards. And then apparently there was no difference, but I don't really believe in that. I think once you know the chessboard, you can kind of just that itself, even if you put like random pieces on it, just that itself, knowing the board will help you. It will help guide you through.
Yeah, one of the possibilities when that study by Mcdermott that you're talking about was that people who have expertise, by presenting them something random, it actually interferes with their ability to restructure the board. But it's interesting that you're noting that maybe it'll still be better.
Yeah, it would still be better.
Because you know kind of what's weird about it.
The squares, exactly. How the knight and the bishop, there'll still be like in a random sequence, you'll still find the patterns. So I think the chess is the biggest quality that you gain from a chess master is the pattern recognition. Yeah. And I think that's the biggest chess in life, or the biggest skill in life. The biggest skill in life is pattern recognition. Yeah. Pattern recognition. The biggest skill in business, pattern recognition.
Intelligence.
Intelligence.
In like intelligence agencies, they're looking for people who are really great at pattern recognition.
Yeah, these are pretty complex patterns.
Yeah, it's based on the facts that happen, based on the things that I think it's having that knowledge, that ability. You ultimately need to combine it with your intuition. Like it should translate into intuitive abilities. I mean that's how I see it. In order to make it successful, in order to make chess successful, it has to be combined with a strong sense of intuition. If you have all that knowledge and then you don't translate it into action, and action is based, a lot of times it's based on your ability to act, and you got to trust the intuition to be able to do that. If you're going to try to figure out everything before doing anything, you're not gonna do anything because it's hard to master, you know.
So you're not really thinking. You're not really thinking 5 moves ahead or 10 moves ahead. You're looking at the pattern as it currently is, and you're using intuition, not consciously about all these subsequent moves, but where this player is moving based on this particular pattern. Is that true? Or?
I could definitely, you know, the thing is deciding in the moment.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, my mind will do everything basically. You know? So like.
But you're not consciously thinking, kind of like, oh, these are the end steps forward after this move. Do you consciously think about that, or do you look at this pattern and you just know automatically?
The decision?
Yeah.
I'll play instantly. When it comes to the board, I recollect the board. I'll play instantly. 95% of the time, my move, like I'll hear my opponent's move. So my move will come almost instantly right after. So I'll say game 9, and I'll say such move. And that's what I play. But the thing, not in your game against the grandmaster. There's a little bit of a lesser standard. Because, you know, the players that I'm playing, they're not necessarily all grandmasters.
Yeah.
So that's one distinction there. But I say I think the blindfold chess ability comes primarily from the ability from your chess ability, where you're able to anticipate and figure things out in your mind without moving the pieces. So that's an inherent ability. And then I think from there on, to be able to play blindfold chess successfully, you gotta have the longevity of thought, the capacity to be able to sustain. So that's where that athleticism comes in, and that's why chess would be considered sports or part of the athleticism, because you gotta maintain that sense of clarity for like so long. It's kind of like running a marathon, intellectual marathon.
Yeah.
Cardio training then is part of your chess training.
Yeah, it adds flow, and I think number one really just on the number one value would be the oxygen for your brain. Get that. I think if we did chess tournaments where players exercise, that would be a killer. Maybe that's the opportunity there.
There is some evidence of actually, I'm just learning about this, that so the data on exercise, the long-term effect of exercise, really isn't that good. I mean, the evidence isn't, it's been kind of bouncing around, and you know, I do work in aging and Alzheimer's disease, and people thought that was really going to be a godsend. But there is some evidence that appears to be pretty solid that there's an immediate effect of exercise.
Immediate effect, yeah.
Within an hour, or?
Yeah, like a short, you know, so you exercise, I mean, that's consistent exactly with what you're saying. You know, but I run also, but the long-term effect of runners versus non-runners on cognition really doesn't seem to be holding up as well as people thought. But there is this immediate pumping of the vasculature.
You know, if you go for a run, that's where a lot of times, you know, a lot of the successful people, or like creative people get their best ideas while they're
running here.
Just active, doing something that outside of their area of expertise.
Yeah.
The one thing I wanted to add is also the discussion of, let's say, facing many players at the same time. The thing is, I don't. The thing is, if I use some of the techniques, I'll be a lot more successful. So that's you know, among the many steps that I need, that I'll be working on along my journey.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But if I'm playing, like, let's say I'm playing like 35 players, right? The thing is, I'll forget some of the games, so I'll be like, and then I'll just make a best guess as to what the situation is, and I play off of that. So like, let's say I know for sure that I'm playing with white, okay? So